Hello team, we're going live. Okay, look, today I just want to bring you all in together because I want to be able to talk about personalities and the different ways how you can read people and talk to people. It helps you in your everyday life, whether you're a salesperson or not. So the first thing I want to talk about is emotional intelligence. I've been studying this for 15 years. I worked out a long time ago that emotional intelligence was probably more than anything I ever learned. Whether it's a degree, I've done an MBA, I felt the skills I learned in emotional intelligence is better than all that stuff I ever learned before. Okay? So what emotional intelligence? It is the capacity to be aware of, control and express one's emotions and to be able to handle interpersonal relationships judiciously and empathetically. Okay? In other words, to be able to understand your own emotions, understanding your personality, understanding other people's personalities, or what really motivates people. Be able to show empathy, when you can show empathy, when people are upset and sad, and understanding thinking behaviour. Understanding people's thinking behaviour and what makes them want to sell, or what they want to buy, but it's also, as a leader, as your teammates, how do you become a better friend, okay? When you can understand what personalities your friends have, all the people around you have, it can also make you a better person, okay? Well, these tools will enable you to make a sales pitch, be able to be in a social setting, and also be able to make you more successful. And basically, this is 15 years worth of my study, okay? The importance of EQ. So EQ means emotional intelligence. So we're all salespeople whether we think we are or not. It's as simple as that. We ask ourselves every day, even as a child, okay? At school, how'd you go mixing with your classmates at school? How'd you go mixing in? How'd you go building into a new group, moving to a new school? How did you go mixing in with that? You had to sell yourself. Okay? As a teenager, how did you go convincing your parents to go to a party on a Saturday night or a Friday night or a sleepover, your first sleepover? You had to learn how to sell really early. What was it you did? How did you go attend your first job interview? You had to sell. Whether you're an engineer, whether you're a lawyer, whether you're a doctor, whether you're a sales guy, you knew how to sell. How did you go going on your first date? Had to sell. You really had to sell. How'd you go asking your boss for a pay rise? And as a leader, it's really important as well. As a team, as a manager, how do you go to get your staff to follow you on the journey? So how do you sell to your team to get them to follow you? That's important. So you can see all the different reasons there why you need to have and understand emotional intelligence, whether you're a sales guy or not, because I think it's important for everybody. These are good skills. Before I go into the emotional intelligence and different personality traits, I need to understand that no personality is better than anybody else's, okay? There's no one worse, there's no one better, but there absolutely is certain personalities that are easier to sell to, and I will go through that later. And also the other thing too is that people have a mixture of different personalities. Some people can have all four, but usually most people have more than one, like a stronger than one type of personality. And another really important thing to understand, the people that are in long-term relationships, boyfriend, girlfriend, marriage, or even long-term colleagues, can change their personality, because if they're hanging out with someone who's an extreme personality of the other type, you start to move across to that personality, whether you like it or not. Like for example, when I talk about these animals later on, my wife's a turtle, and she's been married with me, for 28 years, who's an extreme hare. So she's actually moved her personality to be more like mine, and mine the same as hers. She's been able to slow me down, okay? So look, if you look at personalities, there's up to 16 different types of personalities out there. And there's lots and lots of studies. The ones that I like the best are these four. I like to break them down on these four: hares, turtles, squirrels, and owls. And I'm going to start off with the hare, okay? So as you know, you all know your own people out there, all the people we work with. As you can see up on the board, I thought I'd have a bit of fun, and I'd throw up a few of the names up on the board. So a hare, okay? What a hare is. They're fast-moving, fresh ideas people. They're great at problem solving, and they like to lead, and they like to be the centre of the room. They like to be a show-off. I'm a hare. I'm not embarrassed to say it. I love to be the centre of the room. I speak fast. I always have lots of ideas. And also entrepreneurs like being a hare. The problem is, with being a hare, is a lot of times we like to juggle a lot of things at the same time. And we're really bad at executing stuff. Because our minds think so quickly, all we're trying to do is think of the next thing. So as a challenge for a hair is that we've got to be able to sit back and evaluate things better. When you're talking to someone on the phone that's a hair, because that's where, if you're at the call center or if you're out there selling to somebody, be able to pick up that the person's a hair, okay? It's really, really important. They speak fast. The biggest giveaway, and I know some people who work here today, like I won't point fingers at that person over there, they're very, very good at finishing your sentence for you before you can finish it. That's the first giveaway that the person's a hair. Okay? You know who you are. I do it too. I do it all the time. They can look distracted as well. They can be time poor and look distracted. Like to be the center. They like to be the loudest in the room. There's no doubt about it. The two people I pointed over there, they're at the lunchroom. Every time I see you do it, like to be the center of the room. But they have no time for detail. They have no time for detail. They want to get on. So it's really important. So hares, if you look out there, a lot of small business owners out there are absolute hares. They have really good ideas. They get things done quickly, but they never execute. So when you're out there talking to people, a lot of the times the small business owner, they're a hare because they're creative people. Okay. How to talk to them is the most important part. So we love our egos fed. There is no doubt about it. We love being the center of the room. We love our egos fed. So we call it feed the beast. That's how you talk to a hare. However, you need to get to the point quickly. You need to talk and adapt like a hare. So basically, you need to give an elevator pitch. Do not give them a 1 hour pitch because they want that information in 10 minutes. It's as simple as that. They'll make their first impression on you in 30 seconds. If you're trying to tell them a story about something that's just down the road, just down there, they're already around the corner into the next suburb. That's how quickly they read. They read books that quickly that the words start to bounce back at them on the other side. I can read a book. In fact, it's almost like it's dyslexia. It goes that quick. But that's how our brains think. And funny, when two hares are talking to each other, it's quite hilarious. Because they almost know what the other person's going to say because they can almost read them. They can almost read what they're going to say because they're both on the same sign language. What not to do with a hare? Go into every detail and drag it out. We don't want to know that. Honestly, we don't want to know that because usually we surround ourselves with people that aren't hares that love detail. Okay, so don't go into it. You don't need to. And sometimes, whatever you start telling them, they're thinking about how they can do it better. Okay, so if you're telling them something, they're already thinking of how to make that better and faster and quicker. That's how hares think. They're a wonderful beast. I love them. They're hares. And as you can see, there's a bunch of them up there that you work with every day. And by the time we're all finished, I'll make sure that every single one of you understand who you are. That's you know it's you. That's you. Turtle. I love the turtle. Turtles always win the race. Okay. So how do you know it's the turtle? Slow, steady into perfection. Turtles are perfectionists. They like to do it once and they've done absolutely to perfection. So they like traditional improvement solutions. Turtles absolutely do not cut corners and are amazing at execution. So if you're a hare trying to sell to a turtle, you have to really slow it down. There is absolutely no way in the world you can speak to them how I speak to them. I have to slow it right down because they're just not taking it in. They will not, you can't move them any quicker. So what to look for? They move and speak slow. They're very calm. They are the most calmest people that I know. No stress. They will ask for a lot of detail, extreme lot of detail. You need to know your product inside out when you're talking to these people. These are the things you look for. If you go to their house, their hobbies, they love doing up old cars, furniture, model airplanes. They love doing puzzles. They like doing paintings. Like these people are perfect. Engineers, architects, tattoo artists, people that are just perfectionists at what they do. Painters, cabinet makers. So you can imagine someone with my personality, you're spending $50,000 on a brand new kitchen for your home. Would you want me to do that? Slap it up? Or or a painter. Could you imagine a painter? Like, you can get a normal painter that can paint the room, but the painter that cuts in the corner to make it absolutely perfect? Do you think someone with my personality would be good at that? It'd be hopeless. It'd be really hopeless. I love, as a team, as electricians, I absolutely love putting my tradespeople out there that are hares and my tradespeople out there that are turtles. because they know the job will get done quick and it'll get done to perfection. Because the turtle will slow the hair down, but the hair will make sure the turtle doesn't go too slow so the customer doesn't get ripped off or we go broke getting the job done. But they can work together. That's really important. So we always got to be looking for those different things. So how do you talk to them? Have to speak slowly. You have to provide a lot of detail. As you said, they're looking for the proven and perfect solution. They do not expect it. Look, you're never going to close a turtle on the spot on the day. Never, ever, ever. They're not going to make the decision up. They're going to take some time. But the turtle will always want the best solution. They'll look for premium. Absolutely, they'll want premium. They don't want things that are going to break. They want a very good premium solution. What not to do, don't ever speak fast, rush over the detail, and never ever be pushy. You can't push these guys around. Well, they're lovely people. The squirrel. I love a squirrel. Squirrels are fun. Okay? Every good hare needs to have a squirrel. Every good company needs to have a squirrel. So if you think of the movie Ice Age, remember the squirrel with the nut, with the acorn? That's a squirrel. He thinks every single person's trying to steal that acorn. Hard to trust. They don't trust people. They take a long time to trust somebody. Okay? They like to collect their nuts, and they don't like to share it with anybody. However, they do take a long time to trust somebody, but when they do trust somebody, they are your lifelong friends. They are the best of the best. Okay? But they're very hardworking. They are some of the hardest workers you've got in your organisation. They work hard, they're very loyal. And they're the people that organise and run things very slowly, step by step. Okay? So how I look at it is that a lot of the times the hare will come up with the idea, think of it, the squirrel will always execute it, and we'll make sure it's done perfectly, to perfection. Yeah. Okay? What to look for? Sometimes they're very hard. Sometimes they're hard to engage with and standoffish. So if you're in a room, they could be the person in the corner of the room. They don't like, sometimes they just do not like being that. When you're going to talk to one, they're asking a lot of questions. They are analysing everything. They want the detail to their next degree. So if they're going to buy something online, they probably already had 10 quotes before you even got there. Okay, that guy, that person. Typical squirrels. Accountants, pay officers, lawyers, analysts, auditors. They don't trust anybody, that's their job. But that's why we employ them, because we love them that they do that job that way. Could you imagine having an organisation, everyone the same as me? You know, we would come up with so many great ideas, but we'd probably go bankrupt the next day because we wouldn't check it, you know? We'd go bigger and better and faster and quicker. You gotta make sure you have people that can do the stuff that make sure it's done right. How to talk to them. You need to speak slowly. Provide detail. You must know your product incredibly well, because, oh my goodness, I've done their research. If you're not ready for these guys, they will take you down. The number one goal when you're talking to a squirrel is to build their trust, is to be their best friend. They need to be able to trust you. What I love doing when I realize they're a squirrel, they're already thinking of what could go wrong and what they're going to buy from you. They're thinking of all the bad things that can happen. I will go straight out there and tell them, this is the stuff that can go wrong, before they can even think about it. And this is what we do to make sure it doesn't go wrong. Reassures them, okay? So for example, if you're selling a solar system and you need to go there and tell them, hey, look, the reason why our solar panels won't fly off in a cyclone is because we have our racking system is cyclone rated for these conditions. They haven't even thought about the cyclone yet, but I'm telling you, before you go home, they're thinking about what would happen with the solar system on my roof if a cyclone come. Put it in their mind. Take their fear away. Give them one less thing to worry about. And you will never ever close one of these people on the spot. Okay? Impossible. Very, very impossible. Unless you're the extreme person that you can build that relationship and take all their pain away, you're never going to close them. What not to do? Speak fast, rush over detail. Again, not be pushy. The turtle and the squirrel, never be pushy. Okay? The owl. The wise old owl. So when you think about the wise old owl, you think about the person on the weekend that if on Monday morning you're telling a story about how good whatever you did on the weekend, their story's always better. They've always got a better story. No matter what you do, they've got a better story. They love to be authoritative. They love being the boss. They're like the know-it-all, the wise old owl. And tell you what, I've seen 15-year-old owls that must be 130 years old because they seem to know everything. Okay, as you can see on the board, don't be offended. No one is better than the other. But as you can see on the board, we've got a couple here that work for us already. But CEOs, managers, a lot of big managers, they can be owls. They can be perceived as owls because they've been around for a long time and they've seen how businesses work. Okay, as you get older, as you get more experiences, we can all become a bit of an owl. How you can tell what to look for: they communicate confidently and frequently. They already know about your product or you're trying to sell. They'll tell you. In fact, they'll tell you what your product's all about. They'll go through it with you. They'll tell you what you're doing wrong with your product. They love to control the conversation. Let them go. You just have to let them go. And they'll always have a better story. They don't try and outdo them with a good story on the weekend, especially a fishing story, because they've already caught about a fish and a bigger fish, no matter what happens. That's the owl. So how you talk to them, you've got to feed the ego. They are like the hare, you've got to feed the beast. Absolutely feed the beast. Let them have their say, never question or speak down to them. If you speak down to them, hurt their ego, they're going to switch off, okay? You need to let them control the room and let them control the conversation. So you need to turn them. So let them control the room, but just turn them to where you want them to go. Like, for example, look, you've already done your research on that. You're almost right, you've almost got that. The only thing that you've missed is that, okay? So you can make them say, you know what, you praise them and just turn them to where you want to go. What not to do? Speak fast, rush over the detail. Don't speak down to them. Don't embarrass them. Don't ever embarrass an owl. Don't interrupt them, especially in the conversation. Take your time. Let them think they are the boss and they will close the deal for you. So the owl and the hare are the easiest two people to close to. Okay, one, the hare, he hasn't got no time, or her, hasn't got no time. They're time poor. And if they like you in the first, usually 20, 30 seconds, they'll buy from you anyway. You don't really care what you're going to say to them. Okay. The owl's great. They've already done their research. They've already trusted you because they've already brought you to your house. They already know the product, so they pretty much sell the whole system for you. Okay. I love the owl. Body language. Okay, it's really important when we're talking to a customer how we do our body language. A lot of people miss this up. Okay, I know a lot of this stuff sounds simple, but a lot of us get it wrong. Posture. It's really important when we get to somebody that we have a relaxed posture, where you're sitting or you're standing. Keep your back straight, not stiff. Shoulders relaxed. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that when you're talking to someone, just look relaxed. Don't stand there straight. Don't stand there slouched. Be engaged. So look relaxed, but be engaged. Okay. Give them space. It's really important. I don't know about you, but I absolutely hate when someone's in my personal space. And it's more important as a customer, they hate it even more. So if you're knocking on someone's door, don't knock on their door and stand this far away from the door. Knock on the door, stand back. Let them open, show them that you're friendly, and they'll invite you in. As I said before, lean slightly when you're talking to somebody. It demonstrates that you're listening. Leaning also signals that you're not disinterested. So it's obviously when you're talking to somebody, lean in and listen to them. Or if you're sitting down, lean in. It's really important. Arms, crossing your arms is a visual cue that you're turned off. Or it also can be a position of dominance or arrogance. So if you're sitting in a chair, if you're a sales guy, once you say something, you sit back like this, what does it look like? You look like you think you're the boss. Nothing's going on here. It doesn't matter what you say. I'm too cool for this. But if you're a customer, or if they say something, you can also stand back and go, that's not dominance, I'm just turned off what you're saying. Okay? So you can go both ways. Both ways are bad. Don't cross your arms ever. Hands, shaking hands is important. So obviously when you're shaking hands, it's nice, firm, look them in the eyes, shake your hands. But it's also important to know that when you're shaking someone's hands, there are some cultures out there that you don't shake hands, they don't like it. So you just be aware that people don't like to be shaking hands with. But usually in Australia, most people like to shake hands, okay? Firm handshake. But also talking with hands, okay, I missed one there. But talking in hands is important, that just shows engagement. I love to talk with my hands. Italians have been doing it forever, but it does show engagement. If you're talking with your hands, they're asking you questions, just show that you're interacting. It's easy to do, but don't go overboard. Don't go crazy talking with your hands, just be natural. It shows what they look. Eye contact. It's really important that you keep eye contact with the person. Good eye contact that shows you're trusting. Don't wear sunglasses. Sunglasses are horrible. As sunny as it can be out there, don't wear sunglasses. Again, be careful. There are some cultures out there that looking in someone's eyes is off. Polynesian cultures, for example, a lot of Polynesian cultures and Aboriginal cultures don't like eye contact. It's bad. They don't like it. So just be aware of that. Affirmative movements. This is the other part about emotional intelligence. You need to be able to show empathy. If a customer's talking about their power bill problem, or talking about any problem that they have, you've got to be able to show empathy. It's really important to build that trust. But if they say something good, nodding, shaking your head, smiling, moving, okay? It's showing engagement. I really like this one, taking notes. So if you're talking to a customer, it's really important to start taking notes. I don't really care what you're writing on there, but it just shows that that you're interested in what they're saying. The customers love it. I absolutely love it when people are taking notes. Slower. I even say that with the hair. Speaking slower is important. Don't rush. If you're rushing over it, like someone with my personality, I really have to think about it when I talk. It hurts me. I just think people can listen to things as fast as I can hear it and process it, but it doesn't work. Speak slower. Hold your breath, hold it for a second or two, stop, pause, be calm. This is simple stuff now, guys. Hygiene. Be aware of what you smell, body odor. Honestly, a smell, sensors out there, like me, I got a smell. I can really, like, my superpower is smell. Because I haven't got that much hair and I can't hear very well and my eyes are really bad, your body takes over. I can really smell good. And I can tell you, the smell of somebody can put someone off. No matter what they're trying to sell to me, I'm off. Okay? So be careful of your own body odor, breath or BO, or it's important. Touching your face. This is a big one on me. I've spent 15 years on studying people's hands, the way they look, their eyes, and especially how they use their hands, okay? Never touch the left side of your face when you're talking to a customer. If anybody can read anybody, even knows a little bit about touching your left side of your face, it indicates that you're either lying or you're not 100% confident in what you're saying. So when someone's coming for a job interview, I feel really bad. If they touch the left side of their face when asking them a question, it's usually I know straight away. Okay, so when you're talking to a customer, be careful of what they're trying to do with their hands. Don't tap. There is nothing more annoying when someone starts tapping, or when you start tapping, or looking at your phone, or looking at your watch. It shows impatience, and the customer, you're the performer there. They've got your time. You need to be able to show them that you're not impatient. Never look at the ground. Shows lack of interest. Pretty obvious, isn't it? And here we go. Never look at your watch or phone. Shows impatience. It's simple stuff. It really is simple stuff, but sometimes we don't think about that sort of stuff. So that's what you're out there if you're talking to people. But a lot of the people here today on the call center, you're not seeing people. So you really got to be listening to their voice. So if you go back to what I said before there, you can tell by the tone of voice, the questions that they ask. It's really important to have those notes down for the people that go out there and see people to sell, that they know what type of personalities they are. And you'll be able to know that because they'll ask you more questions about the product. You'll be able to tell if they're speaking fast, if they're a hare, if they're speaking slow, that they're a turtle. If they're asking you lots and lots of questions about the product, they're a squirrel. Okay. If they're already telling you about your product and that something's wrong with it, but you come and tell me anyway, they're an owl. Okay, they've already done the research. All right. Signs you've lost engagement. It's really important. So whether you're out there, whether you're talking to someone over the phone or whether you're seeing someone, okay? These are pretty simple things. Customer starts looking at their watch. You've lost them, okay? Straight away, they're looking at their time. There's a prime example, just there. Absolute prime example. Customer starts folding their arms, as you said before. Two things. If they're an owl, they could be crossing their arms. If they're a big manager, they will cross their arms. See? You're the manager. Like you can cross your arms because it shows they want to show their dominance Like a big time manager or a big CEO, they will sit back and cross their arms. Absolutely, they will every single time. Okay? But if the customer crosses their arms and goes like this, you've gone too hard, you've pressed too hard. Slow it up, dial it down. Okay? This is the worst one. Customer starts looking at the ground and starts to tap their feet and hands. You're in all sorts of trouble. You need one, the perfect example, that's the hair, okay? If you're speaking slow to this person, you're taking so long to get to the point, their hair will tap and tap and tap to give you the indication. Okay, their time is absolutely precious. And this is the biggest trap I find with a lot of salespeople. Don't fill the air with waffle. Get to the point. Keep them engaged to the point. Their time is extremely valuable. I have seen so many salespeople, and especially old-fashioned salespeople, that will have one monotone pitch. They're not agile, they're not nimble, they just follow the pitch no matter what personality the person has got. And it's horrible. You need to be able to adapt and go quickly. Waffle is good for nobody. So, what to keep an eye on. If the customer answers one of your questions by touching the left side of their face, if you can remember anything of today, if a customer ever touches the left side of their face when you ask them a question, they're not telling you 100% of the time the truth. Like for example, you're going in for the close and you ask them the question and they'll say, look, I need to discuss this with my husband first. Or looking down to the left, I've got to discuss it with my husband, I can't go today. You know, they're absolutely not telling the truth, okay? That's the easiest one, the most simplest one to check. Gone too far. When to know how to move in for the close. A lot of these guys and girls out there don't know when to move. These are visual clues. Look, you've got to earn the right to move in for the close, but these are the visual clues that I find when a customer's ready, okay? The number one, the absolute number one I find, if the customer is finishing off your questions before you can finish it. This is the number one sign to get the deal done. That means they already know. They're answering their own questions. They're the hair. They're the absolute hair, okay? They're quick, they're done. They already got it, okay? If the customer is nodding their head and leaning in with every question that you give them, they're so engaged. You've built a relationship. They're in it, they got it, go for it, okay? If the customer answers all your questions with answers like, yep, I got it, absolutely, they're trying to close the deal for themselves. This is where the number one, I've been out with a lot of sales guys, this is the number one that I've seen go wrong. They're saying, they're giving all these clues, and it is waffling on and on and on and on. And it's the absolute, if you're a fishing terminology, you've already caught the fish, it's already in the boat, you just let it jump straight back out, okay? That is hard to watch. It's really hard to watch. When the customers are already talking about how they would use the product in their home or benefit. So as soon as the customer says, you know what, this is going to save me this much money, or this is where I would put it, this would be great, I'd take them here. They're already ready, they've already bought themselves, okay? Move in for the close. And you can tell by the tone and excitement in their voice. If they're happy and excited about what they're doing, move in for the close. Look, a lot of the time, you'll just feel it in your gut, and you read their body language, and you'll know how to answer their questions. I've just seen people moving for the close too quick, haven't earned the right, they're the wrong type, they're the wrong type of personality, they're asking questions. If you're moving in too quickly, they're not going to know about it. They're not going to care, they just will not be ready for it, okay? Look, this is a summary. Emotional intelligence is without doubt the best skill you can ever have in life. Some people have it naturally, some people just have to practice it and learn it, okay? I know there's some people in this room here that have got it in scale, off the charts, and naturally have it. I have a lot of friends that just know how to do it. There's some people over there that have it naturally and know how to do it. Understanding what your customer thinks and what type of personality they have will help you get to close the deal. However, you must, as I said before, you must be able to ask for the question. You know, you ask for the deal. You've got to make sure they understand everything they got, they understand the product. And this is what we talk about it all the time. You would never ask someone to marry you on your first date. You need to earn it. You need to build a relationship, you need to earn it. Okay? And I think that is it. See?